Stargirl Season 3 is right around the corner. August 31st, people. We're coming back on Wednesdays. Usually Stargirl's on Tuesdays, but now we're coming back this year on a new night, Wednesday, August 31st. Just a little over a month away. I'm really excited for this. Of course, at the end of Season 2, they announced that Season 3 would be subtitled Frenemies, and we just got our first official trailer, which gives us a great look at what Frenemies exactly means, because it's something that gets me really, really excited for this. In this trailer, it's only a little over a minute long. It doesn't have any huge, crazy revelations or first looks or anything like that, but does at least give us a little sneak peek to get us hyped up for what's to come in Stargirl Season 3. So, without further ado, let's go and jump into this and break down this official trailer. So we open up on a really beautiful visual here, a nice sunset on Blue Valley, and then we have Joel McHale's Starman, aka Sylvester Pemberton. This is going to be a really new, interesting dynamic for the season because Starman's alive. The actual Starman is alive. He's now living with the Whitmore Dugan family, and it's just going to be really interesting to see, how this is going to go, and you kind of, again, get a little bit of a vibe of how that's going in this trailer. And it's probably not going the best as you would have hoped it would, because he's cooking them breakfast and everything, but he's also kind of invading a bit, and you can see they're already like, oh, okay, sure, yep, that's happening. But yeah, Starman is back, and of course Courtney's super excited for this because she originally thought he was her dad. She knows that he's not now, but still, she looks up to him as a hero. She continues his legacy, and that's going to be one of the really, really cool parts about this, is that now he is going to be able to train her. So before, it was just Pat trying to train her without actually having the experience of being Starman, without actually having the experience of using the staff, but now she has the actual original owner of the staff. And Pat even mentioned this. He's like, great, now Starman can train you. You can become a better hero. And we have Starman back in action here with his original suit, which I'll be interested to see how he gets that back, considering that Courtney made hers out of his. So maybe he just makes a new one. But also another thing I just thought of is the staff. There's only one staff, so how are they both going to be heroes at the same time if there's only one staff? That is something I just started thinking about. But I love this shot right here when her eyes are glowing. I'm not sure if we've seen that in past seasons with their eyes glowing, but I just really noticed it in this trailer, and it just looks visually really, really cool. And she's going into action here. She's doing some training, some practicing. But then you've also got, now that Sylvester is back living and back to normal life, Pat is like, oh, we need to get you a job, and don't worry, we'll get you set up with a nice little life here and everything. And I think it's basically the whole thing of all right, we're gonna get you back on your feet. You can get a job, get some money, move out of our house. And that's kind of where I see things going here. And he's like, well, that sounds like a terrible idea, because he doesn't want to do that. He just wants to play around and have fun and be a superhero. He doesn't want to have a job. He doesn't want all those responsibilities. And I love this shot right here as well, where we have Stripe. Stripe has now been repaired and rebuilt since Season 2. And Joel McHale, Sylvester Pemberton, is just looks like actually up in the air talking to Stripe, so I'm assuming Pat is inside there. Looks like it's above the clouds, so that's pretty cool. And this is where we introduce the whole frenemies aspect, because we have our villains, or at least past villains, from the Injustice Society of America, the ones that are still alive, are now going to become friends, or at least frenemies, to our Stargirl family, because we have, of course, the Croc family right here. We have Sportsmaster and Tigress, as well as now their daughter, Artemis Croc, as well, who we saw in Season 2. She joined the junior version of the Injustice Society. And so we saw at the end of Season 2 that they actually moved in next door to the Whitmore Dugans. So that's already going to be an interesting dynamic. And I don't know if I'm really excited for this or not, because obviously I love these characters. I love their designs on the show and everything. But the idea of turning them into heroes, I don't know how that's going to go, but you can definitely see the kind of conflict that that's bringing to this season, especially with Starman. But even after the return of the Gambler, I love that. It's not like he was a crazy cool villain in the first season, but still really cool to see that he's making a return. We also have, of course, Cindy. She's also kind of turned a new leaf as well. She's trying to fit in, and she's just, trying to help this old lady get her groceries and stuff, but, she's seen as a villain. We also have Cameron, who is the one I'm a little confused by here, is because, like, he's got his powers and everything, and Courtney is kind of, at least the way it's played up in the trailer, they're making it seem like, alright, he was a villain, but he's redeemed now, but we never really saw him as a villain as Icicle Jr. before, other than in that, like, dream sequence due to Eclipso last season. So I don't really know exactly how that's going to work, but either way, I do love the romance between those two characters. We'll get more into that in a second. But I like that. I like that he's got his powers. He clearly has revealed them to Courtney. We also got the gambler just dancing. That was another great scene in the first season. I believe he was dancing or jamming out to, like, Beyonce or something like that. That was great. Cindy, she is in her lab, so the original Injustice Society lab. Interesting that nobody else has taken that over. But we have Cindy, and she has this, like, potion thing that she ends up drinking. So I'll be interested to see what that does. What it is, that, like, enhancing her strength or her powers or something? I don't really know, but I'm definitely interested to find out. And also, Cindy has this interesting dynamic with the rest of the JSA, now kind of becoming a member of the JSA, but Yolanda is still just absolutely hating her guts, and she's like, nobody wants you here. And there's something we kind of got a hint at the end of Season 2, but it's still going to be continuing in Season 3. And that's really unfortunate, but, we'll just have to get through those rough patches in these relationships. But this part, I love it. I love the romance and the relationship between Cameron and Courtney, so I'm excited that hopefully they can finally actually be together this season, especially now that she knows about his powers, and also just, like, the fact that he has the power to, like, make it snow, that can be super romantic. Like he's making it snow as they have their first kiss. Like, that is just so romantic. I love that. But then we also have Sylvester, who's not too happy about this because he encounters the former Injustice Society members. He fights them. He sees that they moved in next door, and he is pretty darn mad at Pat. He's like, you let the villains that killed our friends move in next door. And he is just not happy about this at all, because you can clearly see, like, he's been, well, actually, we don't know what he's been up to for the past couple years, but he clearly has not had the most good perspective on the Injustice Society, and he's probably more old school in the way of thinking that, like, oh, they can't be redeemed, but we know that they can. And we also, of course, can't forget about our other JSA members. So we do have, of course, our man back here as well, Rick, and we also have Yolanda again as Wildcat. Interesting that she's in Cindy's bedroom. So that's gonna be a big rivalry throughout the season, is Yolanda and Cindy. And then we also have, of course, our man or our girl, our woman. I don't really know if she has an official name yet. Still really, really cool to see that she is coming back as well. And we have Starman fighting the JSA. This is an interesting one that I don't know for sure if that's what's going down here, but that's kind of what it looks like. We do know that the actual main villain of the season is going to be Dr. Bones, who of course was set up at the end of Season 2 and is going to be a big part of that whole Green Lantern's daughter, family, children storyline, because of course we had Green Lantern's daughter at the end of last season, Jade, and we also had at least a setup of her looking for her brother. We know her brother is actually going to be in this season, so that's going to be a lot of fun. But then we just get this nice little ending with Courtney being Stargirl again. Great shot right there. I actually used it for the thumbnail of this video because I loved it so much. But yeah, guys, this is Stargirl Season 3. It's a great little sneak peek to get us hyped up. Hopefully we get a more revealing trailer sometime soon. Of course, I'll be doing my weekly episode reviews and breakdowns for the show. Again, starting Wednesday, August 31st, right around the corner. But for now, guys, let me know your thoughts in the comments below. What did you think about this official trailer for Stargirl Season 3? And what are you most excited for in this season? So, guys, thanks so much for watching. Please drop a like if you enjoyed this video. And hit the subscribe button so I can keep you up to date on everything goes on in the DC life.